Hey guys, first let me start out by saying, although this video is 25 minutes long, it is worth watching the entire video. The name of the YouTube channel is Honest Citizen. Please go over there, like, share, subscribe. The link is in the description. What you are going to see is Honest Citizen walking across the University of Arkansas's campus and getting engaged by a campus cop. Honest Citizen is very articulate, knowledgeable, and knows his rights. He expresses all that to this campus cop, and it goes in one ear and out the other. And I see this more and more every day, that no matter how right we are, and no matter how great that we put our words together to explain our rights, nobody seems to care.
My own protection. Okay. And you're stopping me for?
You're on the Arkansas State University campus.
I was informed that this is an open campus.
The school is not in session, so I'm identifying you to figure out what you're doing here.
And traveling.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm identifying you. So, what is your last name?
I do not have to identify myself. It is against my constitutional rights to be questioned without a crime.
You're not being questioned.
Yes, you're asking for my information, which will go on to a document. That document is considered to be a problem.
Okay.
All right, so this is me getting stopped. I'm simply walking around campus as I have, and it's noted for the past 4 months, as I have always done. This officer is requesting my information, and he is not telling me that I am committing a crime or anything, and he has threatened me to trespass me under no concern of the situation.
So, we have several break-ins here during the times that school's not in session.
Okay.
So we identify people, and it's not saying that you're doing anything wrong.
Yes.
But in the event that we find something's happened, it gives me somewhere to go back to and say, hey, while you were out here, did you see anything going on?
I feel my rights are being infringed upon, for I do not have to give my information to put upon a piece of paper that is ran within your office without you believing me to commit a crime. Has there been a break-in? Am I under suspicion for that break-in? If so, this is the end of the conversation.
This is a state university. We have the right, issued by the state of Arkansas, to ban people from these premises. If they're not here for educational purposes or for the betterment of the university, we can issue a persona non grata. It's a notice of criminal trespass.
Okay, so I am considered to be a criminal.
At this point in time, you're failing to comply with a lawful command. So
what was a lawful command?
To identify yourself and state your reason here. Traveling is not.
No, it's against the Constitution to be stopped like that. Unless there has been a crime committed and I am under question of that crime, am I being detained? Am I being detained, sir?
Okay.
Am I being detained?
For the purposes of me issuing you a criminal trespass order,
I have to be doing something pretty unlawful. I have to be committing a crime on the premises.
No, you're not.
You just said it was a criminal trespass. A criminal trespass is a
criminal trespass order means that if you come back, you will be committing a crime of trespass.
And if I can prove that you have no right to be bothering me right now, unless I'm under and suspecting of a crime.
I'll explain that all to you if you'll give me a chance. If you're issued a P&G, you can go through the process of having it appealed. There's a phone number on there. You contact the Dean of Student Conduct.
Whom I'm already in contact with, so you go right ahead.
Okay. That's fine. So, You can have the PNG lifted if they deem that you have a reason to be here.
Do you have a criminal belief that I am committing a crime or causing destruction to this premises? If so, then arrest me for that crime. If I'm not being detained under a criminal investigation, I would like to go.
I don't know why this is such a big issue.
It is. It's a very big issue. It's called the Constitution.
Okay. You are on a state university campus,
Which is considered an open campus. As per se is the dean. Now go ahead.
What is the definition of an open campus?
That there is a travel from one place to another.
Okay,
Just because I am not on a bike,
so
is that the difference?
That
Because there's
you can
trails.
walk onto a campus, it's an open campus.
Yes, open campus.
But I mean, you can walk onto private property. It's still private property.
So then the person who owns the property needs to complain about me for a criminal trespass. You're still an officer. It can say Jonesboro campus all it wants. You're still an officer and bound by the Constitution. If you feel to give me this trespass, go right ahead. I will go through whatever channels that needs to be done. And if you cannot prove that I have committed a crime or disrupted the campus or done something against the law, then I will press charges against the state of Arkansas for infringing against my constitutional right to travel upon an open campus.
Where in the Constitution does it give you the right to travel upon a college campus?
Upon an open campus?
Your open campus, that's not a thing. Just because you can enter it doesn't mean it's open.
Okay, so there
You
are
can walk
no
across the
trespasses?
railroad tracks.
I wouldn't suggest it.
Okay. But you can walk from one side of the railroad tracks to the other. Does that make it an open railroad track? I mean, that's the
Am I
fallacy.
committing a crime?
That's the fallacy of
Am I committing a crime?
I'm identifying you on state property.
It's not even state property.
It is.
It is funded by the government, but it is not. It is a private institution.
No, it's not. It's a state institution. We're state law enforcement officers.
You're
This is
county law
Arkansas
enforcement.
No, we're not. We're state law enforcement. I'm commissioned through the
Oh,
state.
wow, really? All right, I need some identification.
Okay, I'm Lieutenant Thrasher with the Arkansas State University.
May I please have an identificational card, please?
Sure, you can have a business card.
Thank you. Okay. University police. Okay. Not state. Gotcha. So this is where the conversation ends. Am I committing a crime?
Okay. At this point, you're going to be criminally trespassed from the campus. So
I'm going to be criminal. Nope. I do not have to give my identification if I have not committed a crime. I've done nothing wrong, and you're just simply coming up to me and questioning me as if you can just do that to people. You can't. Now, am I being detained?
I can make contact with anybody walking on state property.
You have.
Okay. And I have asked you for your identification.
And I told you no thank you. I don't want my
information.
information in whatever it is that you do.
There's no business going on right now.
As a matter of fact, there are.
What?
The people in the New York over there, yeah, they're setting up the new test equipment they just acquired just about a week and a half ago.
So they have a purpose to be here.
And so do I.
What is your purpose?
To be an individual of the constitutional right of the United States to travel upon an open walkway, which is actually little signs on the walkway that says that this is a traveling path that's open to the public.
What little sign?
Angie Way, however you want to call it.
But
I guess I have to ask again, am I committing a crime?
Okay. I'm about to read you the loitering statute.
Loitering?
Mm-hmm.
So that means I would have to be stationary in one position for over a half an hour on a
Lingers,
place in which
remains, or
states that
prowls.
there is no loitering.
Listen. Lingers, remains, or prowls in a public place or the premises of another without apparent reason and under the circumstances that warrant alarm or concern for the safety of persons or property in the vicinity.
What have I done?
Campus is closed. There's no business going on here.
Mm.
You have no reason to be here. It further states, and upon inquiry by a law enforcement officer, refuses to identify himself or herself and give a reasonably credible account of his or her presence or purpose.
Well, then bring somebody who represents the school to question me.
I am a university police
You've
officer.
said that you are a state officer. You have said you are a Jonesboro officer. You have said that you were a university officer.
Mm-hmm.
You're sworn to uphold the Constitution? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So at this point, you're loitering.
Plead a fifth.
So I need your identification.
Forced to give identification on a criminal charge now. This is a criminal charge now that he is criminally charging me with. So you are criminally charging me with, correct?
I'm telling you to identify yourself under the loitering statute.
Does it go against the Constitution of the United States? Because if
It's an
so,
Arkansas
which I do
law.
have a copy of,
It's an Arkansas law.
which, if it goes against the Constitution, as said in the Supreme Court, you have no right to do so.
It has been on the books forever and has yet to be repealed.
Because you
Anytime
just
a law
didn't...
is found to be...
Do I have to bring up the civil situations with the Supreme Court about questioning an individual who is not apparently committing any kind of crime?
Okay. As I've stated, there is no business at the university right now.
But there is an open
the
pathway
classes are
from
closed.
one spot to the other that's considered part of the...
So, as I said, we have several break-ins here during the times that school is not in session.
Okay.
So I'm identifying you.
Because you
As
believe
I
me
saw
to...
you walking through
You believe
here,
me to be committing a crime.
It's very possible. You have no business being here.
You don't get to go on the line. It's either I am committing a crime
Where's your
or I am not
identification?
committing. I don't have one.
Okay. What is your name?
May I
Okay.
please see the sergeant or somebody
I
in
am
charge?
the lieutenant. I am
And-
the highest ranking officer on duty.
So then
I
we
am
need
the
to talk
night
to the
shift
captain.
commander.
That's understood. Oh, so you're the one who almost hit me with the car the other day.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a continuation of harassment from the individual who actually tried to run me and my girlfriend over, and it's under investigation. Not to mention telling me that if I try to commit or to complain against you, that you would make darn sure that you would put
So at this point, I
a
have no idea who
police,
you are, but now
what
I
do you
know
call
who
it,
you are.
false thing or whatever. He threatened me on the phone. He threatened me on the phone and said, "Do you know what a false police report is?" And I was simply trying to refer to a situation to someone, and he contacted me. He was the one who committed the crime. So,
So as I stated, you're going to get a criminal trespass order. It's a persona non grata. When he brings it back, I'll explain everything to you.
it's a
Then
criminal, right?
It's a criminal trespass notice.
For
It
what
states-
crime?
It's okay. Once it gets here, I'll explain everything to you.
Why can't you explain it to me now?
Because I'd rather just read it to you. Makes it easier. I don't have to repeat myself so many times.
Okay.
You get a copy, I get a copy, we can read it together.
So then I am suspected of a crime. Because under the suspicion of a crime, then we can take the next step.
Okay. I advise you of the loitering statute. This meets the loitering statute.
Okay, and
So, I'm going to P&G you for loitering.
loitering, which is... Where's the signs that says
It
there's
does not
no
have to be
loitering?
posted. There's nothing in state law that says it has to be posted.
No, it's in federal law.
Oh,
What
no,
was...
it's not. You can argue it all you want, but it's not correct.
Alright. No supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
No criminal charge. I was simply walking through. I'm being stopped. I asked if I was under investigation of a crime. And then I asked if I was being detained. You've seen that part.
That same guy, you and Morgan.
They've been trying to get my information for about a few weeks now, unconstitutionally, since I didn't commit a crime or cause any damage or do anything wrong, and he's saying that I'm loitering on an open campus, which has a state trail going straight through it.
This is not a. This is a private way. It's
Aggie's
not a
Way
state.
is considered a state
No, it's
trail.
not.
Then why is it part of the whole Welcome to Arkansas thing?
It's not part of the Welcome to Arkansas thing.
Have you been to the Welcome Center?
The Welcome Center is not even open.
No, it's along the highway, and I certainly read through it.
This is a sidewalk. It's
Oh.
called Aggie Way for emergency purposes. That way, when the fire department has to come out here, we can tell them it's on Aggie Way, so they know where to drive their fire truck.
So what's with the little prints on the floor that says this is the way you're supposed to bring your bike if you're traveling? Because, I mean, it's
Bike-friendly
right there.
campus.
So you're going to read that thing like you said you was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your date of birth.
Am I committing a crime? Am I suspected of committing a crime? And am I an individual identified as somebody who has committed a crime
Well, at this
upon the
point you are,
premises?
because I read you the loitering statute.
No, you, as a matter of fact, said I'll read it to you later. And
No, I read you the loitering statute.
Where?
And I advised you.
it's on video. You didn't
I'm
read it.
recording too.
Okay,
Okay.
you didn't read the paper that you swore you were
No,
going to read when you got
This is
back.
the loitering statute.
On the paper, right? Because you had to have him go get it and bring it back. At least that's what you said.
Person commits the offense of loitering if he or she lingers, remains, or prowls in a public place or the premises of another without apparent reason and under circumstances that warrant alarm or concern for the safety of persons or property in the vicinity, and upon inquiry of a law enforcement officer refuses to identify himself or herself and give a reasonably credible account of his or her presence or purpose. Arkansas Code annotated 571-213, loitering.
Okay.
At this point, you are
And-
committing loitering.
By walking?
By being in
the
a
area.
place, and when he asked you to identify yourself, you refused to do so.
I've
Therefore-
refused you. I've
therefore,
refused that
you
lady
have
over
now
there.
committed
I've refused
loitering.
you a
He's
few
telling-
times
yes,
of
and
who
he's
I
now
am.
telling you what offense you've now committed, and he's read it to you twice since I've been standing here.
So
Twice
you stopped me with no reason whatsoever and then created
You're
a crime?
walking through a closed college campus.
It's an open campus.
It's closed because it's summer. It's closed because there's no business going on. It's closed because it's state property.
They're installing the new stuff
That is-
they
over
have
there.
business going on. That's a private college right there. NYIT
Yeah, that's private.
is the New York Institute of Technology.
Yes.
It's on the Arkansas State University campus.
Yes.
So they have business there. You do not. You're not a student. You don't belong here. You have no purpose here.
Yes, I do.
So you're loitering.
I have every right to
No,
be here.
you do not.
Now that you've committed the offense of loitering, he's going to issue a P&G. And if you refuse to identify yourself for the purpose of the P&G, you'll have committed the offense of obstruction. So that would be 2 offenses.
So that would be a crime upon a crime when a crime was never committed, and I asked you, okay, that's fine. So this is how you get my info. You create a crime?
We know your info.
Oh, you do? So then you lawfully know who I am, what I'm doing, and everything, and you're still causing a problem.
Well, now I know your name because you had basically said who you were.
Oh yeah? Who was I?
The guy that claimed that I tried to hit him in a crosswalk.
Yes.
Okay.
So
we, like everybody else, have the right to know our accusers. So I do know who you are now.
And now I know who you are. And I asked the captain, do I have to worry about retaliation from you? And apparently it is. It is. It's an open campus. It is not a government campus. This is.
It's a state
university. It is funded.
State university. It's not a private school. This is a state school. There are very few private schools in the state of Arkansas. This is not one of them.
Okay, so the whole time the man knew exactly who I was.
I did not until you stated.
And you still insist that I'm committing a crime?
Are you going to sign this, or do I need to put refused in the signature line?
Under the purpose of duress, due to the fact that you have a firearm, I will do as you say.
I'm not forcing you to sign it.
Yeah, under this situation, I considered myself being forced into this situation, okay. Absolutely. Right. And I can feel that way if I want to.
Be it known that on Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018, at approximately 005 hours, Trent Gazzario, is that how you pronounce your last name? We'll go with that. The white male, he refused to give his date of birth. Is advised in the presence of Lieutenant Thrasher by the University Police Department that you are in violation of the following: loitering and failure to comply. These actions were disruptive and detrimental to this university. It is therefore necessary to instruct you to stay off the following property: the entire Jonesboro campus. Exclusion includes all university-owned or controlled property, such as parking lots, residence halls, academic buildings, and sporting arenas, and also includes all events sponsored by the university, such as athletic events, artistic performances, social receptions, and fraternity or sorority functions. This letter serves as a notice of persona non grata. Specifically, this means your presence at the above checked property is no longer welcome, and that you cannot be in any of the property that is checked above. This action will be effective immediately upon your receipt of this letter and will be for an indefinite period of time. If you are found in violation by your unauthorized presence on identified university property, it will be necessary to immediately arrest and charge you for criminal trespassing pursuant to Arkansas Criminal Code 539-304. To appeal this notice, you must make contact with the Assistant Dean of Student Conduct by phone or mail no later than 7 days from receipt of this letter. Failure to contact the Assistant Dean of Student Conduct signifies your acknowledgement and acceptance that you are not to return to the property. If you have any questions regarding your status as persona non grata, you may contact one of the individuals below: the Assistant Dean of Student Conduct or the Administrative Captain of the University Police Department.
I've already been in contact with him about you, and he swore that I wouldn't have to worry about retaliation. You already know who I am. You've stopped me twice. A young lady asked me, I don't have to.
So how do I know who you are? He knows who you are because you complained on him. I don't know you because every time I ask
I don't have to give my information unless I'm under...
You don't have to be here, and now you're not going to be. That's what it amounts to. You're more than welcome to walk on the exterior sidewalks of the university, as that is public property. However, the inside, is state property, and you're now criminally banned. That's what that form means.
That's exactly what I needed to know. So I am criminally charged with loitering under the duress that I have caused problems.
Did I write you a ticket for it?
So I've destroyed property or done something as such as that.
Yeah, so here's your copy. Like I said, all the information is on here. Who you can contact to get it lifted. You have 7 days.
So now am I going to be criminally charged for not signing
You're
it?
going to be ordered to leave
Because I didn't
campus.
sign it.
That's fine.
I have to sign it. You said it yourself. This I can be arrested for if I don't sign it.
No, you
I'm
can't
not
be
giving
arrested.
you a
Okay,
reason
fine. I
to
tell you
arrest
what.
me.
I'll let you sign it.
Let me. You enforced the law that you were going to arrest me and put me in jail if I didn't sign it
There you
5
go. Sign
seconds
right there.
ago. Oh, you signed it
I put
for
refused,
me.
but you can go ahead and sign. Yeah, it's
And
right there. It
and
says
I
refused.
now, sir, you have committed a felony.
No, I have
You've
not.
signed
Okay,
a piece
that's
of
fine.
paper
Arrest
under.
me. That's fine. Are you going to put your signature on here or not?
I was, but now that I see that you forged
Okay,
my
we're
signature,
going with- that's-
I can't do it. I can't put my name on that piece of paper.
Again, I'll write refused.
Never
Yes, you
refused. I
refused all
agreed under
information.
duress.
Okay. All right. Well, here's your copy. You can take it up with the university. You need to exit the campus now.
I have to go across the campus to get off the campus.
Well, you can go straight down there to Marion Barry and exit the campus.
Thank you.
You're free to go.
I got that all on tape, too.